Last Saturday was the launch of the Mentoring by the Masters project. It was developed in 2012 in recognition of Trinidad and Tobago's 50th anniversary of independence. Now, the program allows participants to be taught and trained by senior, accomplished artists and culture workers over a 3-month period. Now, Saturday, June 10, as we just said, the 5th installment of the Mentoring by the Masters program was launched at the Queen's Park, Savannah. It is now a family affair, as Elize Rostant is a facilitator of the program, and she's here to tell us more. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Now, in terms of the program, how does it differ from the typical school setting at whatever level?
Well, the thing is that we really reach out to people who are interested in succeeding in their chosen fields. And it really is a marriage between trying to honor these icons who have labored in the vineyard and toiled for several decades and allowing them the space to really transfer those knowledges and skills to the emerging practitioner. So whilst in a school setting you might have a classroom and its lecture style, we really focus on practical approaches to transferring that knowledge. So for example, this week we started with fancy Indian masks and children's masks. They're already into pattern making and cutting things out of aluminum, etc. So it really is quite hands-on, and by the end of the 3-month period, people have learned quite a lot in their respective fields.
What kind of numbers are we thinking about in terms of having the mentors with a certain amount of people?
So for the past 4 years, we've had over 350 people participate in the program. This year, we had over 200 applicants to the program. But a lot of people were disappointed by not being selected because we do try to keep class sizes small, and we average 15 to 20 persons per group, just so that each mentor can really give that one-on-one attention. Because if you're teaching somebody how to make, man-made feathers, you really can't have a class size of 45 and be effective doing that.
Now, in terms of having these people sit at the feet of the mentors, is there anything that needs to happen on the mentor side in terms of the space or preparation of the space?
Well, the thing is, my team and I, we facilitate all of that. We coordinate the program. We've been doing it for 5 years. So we would find venues if the mentor doesn't already have a studio space, for example. Glennon Morris last year used his own studio space. So we go to a lot of community centers and places that are under the purview of the ministry. And we also provide the mentor with an assistant. So both the mentor and the assistants are paid. So this is not just, charity service. We believe in saying thank you for the work that they're doing in the program as well as their life's work. So the assistant really is responsible for the administrative portion of things, the paperwork, etc. So the mentor can really focus on the technical aspects of mentoring. We also guide the mentors through what is expected. On Saturday, we really emphasize the fact that the ministry is investing a lot into the program, and we do into all our programs. And persons sometimes start something, and because they're not paying a program fee, you tend to find that people, drop out. And we really hope to see everybody who started the program, we hope that they are with us at the end of the 3 months, so that at the end of the program, we have a pool of practitioners who are upskilled, who we can see, contributing to Carnival and to other members, other aspects of the sector, and really becoming professionals in their field, because that is one of the objectives of the program as well.
With the line minister, and you just spoke about knowledge transfer. What's the importance of knowledge transfer of our indigenous arts or cultural forms?
The thing is that a lot of these skills are transferable. So somebody who may be bending wire for Carnival can bend bamboo for Diwali and do other things in between. And you find that a lot of, Carnival bands, they have to go to the very few artisans who still know how to do these things. In some sectors, they don't even know that we still have wire benders. It really hit home for me last year when we lost 2 of our mentors. We lost Stephen Derrick and we lost Senor Gomez, both mass icons. And it's so important for us to really provide this space where people can interact with the mentor, because sometimes, the mentors are just home looking for something to do. And I think that's one of the benefits of the program as well. It's not only the mentees benefiting, but the mentors are introduced to a whole new generation of practitioners, and you see them get excited, you see them get re-energized, and I think that's also an important benefit of the program.
Who are the mentors for this year?
So we have, in Fancy Indian Mass, Lionel Jagasa Sr. We have Rosalind Gabriel in Children's Mass. We have Janice Patricia McLeod in Orisha Traditions. We also have, so that's our 3. We have the 4th one would be music production and aspects of the business of music. that's Simeon Sandiford, and we have our broadcasting veteran, Sharon Pitt, doing professional development in broadcasting.
How do you decide, okay, this year, these are the people that we're going to go with?
Well, we do have a process. We don't just pick names out of a hat. So the culture division is managed by teams. We have 5 teams, and each team has its own mandate. So what we usually do would be go to the team leaders. They nominate 5 persons each, so we have a pool of 25 names, and then we actually take that pool to the assessment committee of the Artist Registry. Now, the registry's committee is made up of a cross-section of stakeholders. UB is represented, UTT, UNESCO, etc. So it's about 8 people. And from that list of 25, they would then select 5. So we do have criteria for the short list for the 25 persons, you know, in terms of age, what they've contributed to the sector. So once we get those nominations, they're already at a certain level to be considered icons or mentors. And then out of that pool of 25, the assessment committee picks 5 persons.
And what goes into selecting who, okay, these people will actually be in this cohort?
In the class. So we do an open call. We advertise the program and the call for applications via newspapers, television when we can, radio, etc., social media. And we've gotten a lot of traction by doing things online. And persons apply, and we ask them to submit a profile, a brief profile as to why they should participate in the program. So people give us, you know, background information, they're mass practitioners already and they want to upskill themselves, etc. And we actually send those lists of applications to the mentors themselves. So the mentors are the one who would go through and make their final selections.
What are some of the experiences you've had from the side of the mentors and the mentees about the 3-month process? Some
people think it's too short. I remember last year, Mr. Morris's group, you know, people were in his studio until the wee hours of the morning finishing up because he did copper work. And for anybody in the arts, you know, any of our artisans, they know that these things are very labor intensive. They take time. So for us, the 3-month period really is the tip of the iceberg. What has happened in the past is that a lot of mentors have kept up their relationships with their mentees. So for example, Marina Solani Brown, she is the founder of the Bocas Lit Fest. She did festival development mentoring about 2 years ago, and she still works with a lot of the people who passed through that program in her festival. She's had people who worked with her start their own festivals. Earl Lovelace, he continued to mentor persons after the 3 months, and people actually published work under his tutelage. So we really are planting the seeds for these relationships to grow and blossom, because a lot of people would not, you know, take it upon themselves to reach out to an icon and say, mentor me. So we're providing that space. But people wish that the program was longer. A lot of them see, you know, the huge value that the program brings to their professional development. And we've heard very good things back from both the mentors and mentees.
But the time, space, and people wanting more like Oliver Twist is one thing. But what are some of the other challenges you'd have with the program?
I think that, you know, the call has been for us to expand the number of mentors that we offer per year, as well as repeat some of the areas. We've never done a repeat with the same mentor. We did Ramlila twice, but there were 2 different aspects of Ramlila. One was costume making and one was more about the heritage side, and we dealt more with children with Ravi G, and that was last year. But this year, Sharon had over 71 applications. You know, so we see that broadcasting, for example, is something that people are very interested in learning how to do or how to do better. So, you know, we monitor each program, each year's program. We do our evaluations. The mentor does an evaluation of each of his mentees. The mentees do an evaluation of the program. And once we collate that information, we're then able to, you know, do our reports to our ministry executives and say, well, this is what we recommend going forward. Based on constraints, you know, sometimes those recommendations pan out, sometimes they don't. But for us, you know, me and my team, we really are insistent on providing things that are quality in terms of programs. And we've gotten excellent feedback in the way that we manage things and the way that the program has developed over the last 5 years.
In terms of managing that feedback and getting that feedback in the first place, what's the role of archiving the process and the potential role of academia so that you don't have somebody else telling our story and we're able to take ritualized behavior and turn it into authoritative knowledge?
Well, one of the things, so the Mentoring by the Masters program is a project of the Artist Registry, which is a database of nationals operating in the creative sector. And the program, the mentoring program, really came out of a need that we saw for people to up their professionalism. We have a lot of people doing excellent things, But when you go to them and you say, okay, there's this opportunity that we recommend that you apply for. Do you have a headshot? Do you have a bio? Do you have a portfolio? A lot of times the answer is no. People have their work, but it's not collated. So we felt that the mentoring program could also assist in that. One of the objectives of the program is to get all our icons registered, because a lot of times if you've been doing something for 40 years, you may not see the need to get on a national database. So we facilitate that for each of the 5 icons every year. And what we've also seen is that the mentees are interested in becoming part of the registry as well. You know, all of this is in an effort to make sure that people can take hold of opportunities, that when opportunities come knocking, they're ready, and that they have something that's, you know, of a level that is worthy of presentation.
Outside being one of the mentors, how do people get onto the Artist Registry?
So the registry, you can email us at nationalregistrytt@gmail.com, or you can call 753-3969. We're also very visible on Facebook at Culturally Vision TT.
When does this 3-month period end? Or has it, because it's started already?
Yes, so we launched on Saturday, and we actually started workshops. Well, some of the groups started workshops this week. So they will go for their 80 hours, which spans the 3 months. That takes us up till the end of August. What we've started doing in a formal way is having showcases that the public can come to for each group. So that, you know, if we're looking at Fancy Indian Mass, we may have a display of the costumes made during the program, so that the public can come in and see that. And then in September, we have an award ceremony, which is the culmination of the program, because it really is about us saying thank you to the icons. You know, we give them an award. By then, they should have their registry certificates. And we really have a nice show. It's a nice production where we also try to show highlights of what each group has done over the duration of the program.
Elize Rostant for Mentoring by the Masters. Thank you very much. And we want to thank you for tuning in. This is Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago.